Sanabria, an inch and his 30. A very intense fighter, very best, and he is a former IBF 100.
Although his cornermen can't help themselves.
Look at those jugs, Reg.
You used to do the same dance here, didn't you, Tom?
13 losses and 3 wins.
Will be a 10-round affair. Paez, multicolored, throws a big overhand right. Sanabria says, oh.
4-fight losing streak. Tom De La Hoya, of course, just slammed him in 2 rounds in Las Vegas. But the fight was stopped and Hernandez was the winner. Paez was disqualified when he had decision when they fought a rematch at Lake Tahoe. World champ Tony Lopez, De La Hoya and the like. Those guys are world champs, and he's beaten a lot of world champs himself.
He has indeed. Got nailed with a pretty good left. Lands a pretty good, smaller of the 2 men as they line up here. He's at 5'6". Sanabria with an 1.5 inch advantage in height. It looks like it's a bit more when they stand nose to. Referee is Robert Bird. This is scheduled for 10. Paez hoping to move his way right back into possibly a title shot. He'd like to fight at 126.
Well, these are 2 guys who really want one more try at the brass ring, Tom. Paez is 30.
Lost at 126.
That's right.
He just gave up the title.
Yeah. You're talking.
Made 8 successful defenses of that championship and then gave it up.
Full existence in and out of the ring.
The thing about Paez, though, is he retains his popularity. You know, they had a public workout here last week at the pond for the fighters, and of all the fighters in the card, he's still getting the biggest cheers.
And he's catching a lot of punches from Sanabria, bobbing, dancing, weaving, bent over in a crouch. The crowd thrilled by it, but he's getting hit by Sanabria. A real slugfest, toe to toe, nose to nose, belting each other.
The last 30 seconds were classic. These 2 just stood toe-to-toe in exchange. They both had their opportunities to land big. Been better of the exchanges in that last minute.
That's how I win. Apparently that's what he wants to do.
Paez, the shorter of the 2 and the more colorfully garbed, to be sure. Sanabria backing him up with a 2-fisted attack. Jorge trying to slip the punches away. As he is there, and then he's gone. He gets Sanabria out of his 22 victories, has 12 knockouts in 55.
I think Paez, since he started in boxing, was a very gifted.
You know, he is possessed of, you know, he's always carefree.
Yeah. Sage advice from a smart grandmother, to be sure.
Championships in the same year, back in 1988. As I meant to win the 122-pound title, and it was a victory for. In fact, that was the last 15-round fight. Paez and Calvin Grove.
Paez quick-handed. Sanabria right in front of him. These are just 2 guys trading it toe-to-toe. It's going to be decided by which can impose his will on the other.
I don't think they know how.
No. It is good.
I've always thought he's an interesting fighter. Consequently, good fights.
Of his career by not training properly, not going in the ring in right conditioning. But you know that at this weight, he is
working that left hand, good right, followed by a dip. But I tell you, Sanabria's got a great chin. Paez nailing him, some solid shots.
Paez with some great work now in round 2, making some jab to get within range, but then look at digging the punches to the body. Coming up with the right lead, then following it. Paez punches were far more accurate, far more stinging in that second round.
They're telling 33, one, including himself, I suppose, wonders how long can he continue. He is a guy who stands there. Look at these 2 exchange punches. Oh, Paez is nailing him with solid shots. And yet Sanabria keeps moving forward, guys.
He's moving Paez back, if you can believe that.
I think if they have a combates explosivos 2, you can use some of the highlights out of this fight.
Oh, amen. Nice left-handed uppercut, not 1 but 2 by Paez. Sanabria has anything, guys. He's got a magnificent set.
He's only been stopped 1 time. Remember, Louis Espinosa is the only guy that's been able to...
This is a kind of period.
He's the Raquette on. Boy, what a tough long run, to be sure.
When they were doing, it's a rough business. was talking about his trip coming in from Venezuela. He says, was everything okay? Did you have any problems?
Yeah.
Now he's giving them problems here.
He is indeed. Sanabria is not without considerable talent, punching power of his own. And Jorge Paez, while he is carrying his way inside, bobbing, weaving.
Him into the body quite a bit.
Well, I tell you,
Left hand to the body and a good uppercut.
Tom, that's been a great punch for him tonight, that left hand to the body. Just digging great leverage. And now he continues to try that uppercut. He's found success. I think he thinks that's a ticket here, perhaps for a knockout for him.
Good left hand, quick right. Jumps after Sanabria with a right hand. This is round 3. It's scheduled for 10. You better have somebody bring a tall, cool one into the living room for you, because you leave, you're going to miss something here, toe to toe.
To say this might be
Well be, but very well. Right coming from the mouth of Sanabria.
take a look early in the round, and Paez coming forward. Sanabria willing to mix it up with him at this point, but Paez too fast. Look at the strength in that right hand. And the left hook by downfall of Sanabria in that round. The left hook just continued to land cleanly. From our overhead camera, you take a look at near the end of the round. Paez at this point was in complete control, and this time he was backing Sanabria up. And Sanabria was on a little bit of a...
If I was in Sanabria's corner and do anything to this guy, just stop it, because you're not going to beat him at that rate.
Round with shades of Paez in the left.
Sanabria has lost power, but I know that you can see that he's lost speed on his punches.
Yes. He is obviously very obliging in that regard. He's got a great chin.
Zaragoza Couture couldn't get him out of there. Top-notch fighters. Only Espo stops Sanabria.
Gotta remember that he's 33 and wondered and slugged with some of the best. Chopping left, right. Fernando seemed to be pushing a lot of him out there rather than snapping him out.
I don't think there's anything behind him, and he should be really be looking at.
It looks like he's lost his legs.
Yeah. All over him like a free lunch. That left hand is a thing of beauty.
This is a kind of a fight which you have a guy that is too proud for his own good.
From the mouth of Sanabria as Paez advances, and Sanabria just kind of throwing out a punch every now and then to keep Paez off balance, which he hasn't been able to.
Combinations, especially the body, have just been fantastic.
Punching power of Sanabria. Paez might be a little arm weary right now. 10 seconds remain. Paez with a good left. Left-right combination. Sanabria missing. Paez back to the attack again.
Paez wants to do like a it up, finish, trying to hit many punches if he can, so that
Sanabria Paez was fearful of having a big gash over the right eye. Sanabria's come out full of stalking his prey.
be confident that he can't even be hit anymore.
I wonder if the thought isn't running through his brain, and he's still standing there.
I don't think that's the way he thinks. I think he knows that he is the kind of fighter that overwhelms the opposition, not with a single punch, but with many.
You know, he had that fight against Vita well ahead after 8-9 rounds, and he just kind of stopped fighting the last 2 or 3. I don't think there'll be any let up.
Big left hand by Sanabria's punches lack any credibility.
Very slow now.
Coming from the lower lip of Sanabria, weaving, moving his way in, jumps at the attack. Right hand lead. Takes about 3 straight right in the middle of his face, but they barely made him blink.
And I think this is going to be one of those fights in which, for the first time in a long time, you're going to see the doctor stopping the fight.
Well, the blood is even more evident now around the lips and mouth of Sanabria. Big uppercut by Paez and a right hand. Headbutters are just blood there from the glove.
There's just so much blood flowing around, it's hard to tell right now, Tom.
Sanabria a big favor if they stop this fight. Do not allow after this round.
They're telling him to show.
No, probably not. Paez finding it hard to miss him now.
If he keeps on receiving this kind of punishment, they will be throwing the towel in their corner.
Warrior, he's 33. Out he comes.
Well, he's been warned, Tom, so he's going to go for the gusto here right at the top.
He really is, yeah. Spurred on by the words of people in his corner and by the referee, Robert Bird. Either get out there and fight or I'm going to stop it up pretty well. Now Paez back to the attack.
But those would be what you would be calling non-punches from Sanabria. He's throwing quite a bit, not hitting anything, not being effective. But what a hard
Blood from the mouth. Lower lip.
Paez at least to take him out of there with one big shot.
That might give him a sense of urgency.
The fight was stopped and he ended up losing that bout.
A lot of blood now from the right eye. Bodak in his corner. But I've got to, I tell you, Sanabria has been hit. Brutal to watch. He's stopping it. Very well be a thing of the past.
All right, let's take a look at the end of the fight, Tom. Paez punches were hard. Sanabria was back into slow motion again here. Left hook for Paez was a big weapon tonight. He landed it twice there. Beautiful. The kid does not have any chance of winning this fight, Sanabria. There's no point really in it continuing.
No. He was very game in that the sixth round he came out at the urging, of course, or the demands of his corner and the referee to fight, or the thing would be very impressive.